Hi there and welcome to Yum Paleo. My name is Jack and today I'm going to be making some baked salmon with a tomato and avocado salsa and some fried asparagus. So first of all I'll just run through what we've got here. So I've got 3 pieces of salmon here and I've taken out the bones using some tweezers because some of them when you buy them they already have them, but they're really easy to find. You just run your finger across and you'll feel them and then you just pluck them out. And also I'm going to marinate them in this bowl for about half an hour in the fridge, and then they'll be coming out and going in the oven for about 15 minutes, and the temperature will be, I'm going to put it up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 200 degrees Celsius. So they'll just be baking away, and while that's in the oven we can get started on making the salsa and cooking the asparagus. So I'll just run through what's going to be the marinade for this salmon. So what I'm going to add is 2 tablespoons of oil. This is olive oil. I'm going to add a teaspoon of paprika, a little bit of salt and pepper, teaspoon of tarragon, and I'm going to cut up 2 lemons and squeeze them in. I've just got a third lemon which I'm going to squeeze over the asparagus while it's cooking as well. So what I'm going to do is 2 tablespoons of oil. And wherever you get a bit more in, then some teaspoon of paprika, just a tiny bit more, a teaspoon of tarragon, a pinch of salt, a little bit of pepper, then I'm just going to slice up. Oh, it's quite tough. It's lemon, just make sure if any seeds go in. Actually, I'm just going to get a sieve to do this with. So yeah, this just means that if any seeds fall out, it catches them. Like so. So just squeeze out the lemon. Now I might only need 1 lemon for this actually. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to stick with 1 because quite a lot of juice has come out of this. Has come out of this 1 lemon here. Great. Let's put those aside. So what I'm going to do is just going to mix this about a little bit. I'm just going to put these fillets of salmon in. Make sure to toss them around, so one side, the other side. Make sure they've all got all the ingredients all over them. So again, just flip them around inside. Now when we marinate this in the fridge, of course it will soak up some of the flavours then. And when we take it out of the fridge, we're just going to let it cool down for about 5 minutes as well. Just to get it up to room temperature. Now you don't have to marinate salmon as long as, say, like pork or chicken or something, because they marinate a lot quicker. They soak it all up faster than any others. Okay, great. So I'm going to pop this into the fridge behind me for about 30 minutes, and then I will see you back and we'll get started on doing the salsa and the asparagus while this is in the oven. So as well, you might want to preheat the oven just before you take these out, just so the oven's nice and ready. And we're also going to put it on a tray with some foil over it, so for when they're in the tray. I'm just going to cover these as well with some foil while it's in the fridge. So I'm just going to pop these in the fridge for 30 minutes and I'll see you back when we take these out and we can get started on the rest. So I'll see you soon. Hi there and welcome back. So I've just taken the salmon out of the fridge and they've been in there for 30 minutes now. So they've soaked up all those lovely flavors. And what I'm going to do is just transfer them onto this tray here, which I've put some foil down on. So once I've put these down, they'll go into the oven for about 15 minutes. Now I've already started preheating the oven at 200 degrees Celsius, so 400 degrees Fahrenheit. There we go. I just drizzle a bit of the sauce over. Great. So just going to pop this into the oven now. So I've put it onto the middle tray of the oven just so that it's not too high and it's just getting a nice amount of heat from all over the place. Now what I'm going to get started on is doing the tomato, avocado and onion salsa. And then I'll get started on the asparagus roughly about 8 minutes before the salmon has to come out. So I'm just going to check the time. So 15 minutes from now we'll take it out. Great. I'm just going to cut up these, I'm going to dice up the tomato into small pieces. Now a trick with this to get the core out is cut around the top like so, and then it should pop out like that. It just takes away that hard bit at the top. I might just scoop out some of the seeds just so it's not so wet in the salsa. And once you've done that, you can dice them up along with the avocado and just dice up some red onion and chuck that into a bowl, and that would be the salsa done. So you just toss it through. And it's really simple, but it's a lovely side to have with the salmon. So once you start chopping up all the tomatoes, just add them into this bowl, and then just continue on with the avocado and the onion, and just mix it through with your hands, and that'll be finished then. Now you can do it as fine or as chunky as you want. I'm going for kind of a chunky one today. Okay, so I've got all the tomatoes cut up there and into the bowl. What I'm going to do now before I get started on the avocado and the onion is I'm just going to preheat this, put a bit of oil in, and get started on the asparagus, because they will take about just over 5 minutes. And then when these are done, the salmon should be ready. So I've got about another 7 to 8 minutes left on the salmon. So for the asparagus, what we do is you find a sweet point at the end, and it just snaps off just like that. So do that to all your asparagus, and then I'm going to cut them up. Actually, I might just have them whole today. Normally I cut them up into 1.5 inch pieces. Oh. So yep, just snap the end off. Really easy. Then we're going to put this in the pan with a bit of oil, and I'm going to squeeze a whole lemon over it as well. And a bit of salt and pepper will be added. So I'm just going to add these to the pan. Bit of salt and pepper. And I'm going to squeeze some 1 lemon over it. Again, using the sieve. Nice Okay, so we're going to let this cook for about 5 minutes. Just keep moving them around as well. You don't need it too high temperature. I just put the lid back on that for a bit. And then just carry on with doing the salsa. And take the middle out of the avocado. And I generally just scoop this out like so. Sometimes they have bruises on them when people squeeze them. I'm just going to take that bit out today. Okay, great. So I've got the onion, the tomato, and the avocado in this bowl. Just mix it out. It's quite a chunky salsa, but that's what I was going for. So what I'm going to do now is take the salmon out of the oven. Just going to leave that for a second. And what we can do is just check on the asparagus. And they're done. So I'm just going to plate up now. So you might want to leave the salmon to cool down a bit if you want, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to take a slice off now. Great. And then just add some of that salsa. Then just a couple of asparagus to go with it. And there you have it. So this is my baked salmon with a marinade which has paprika, pepper, tarragon, a bit of oil and lemon with fried asparagus and some tomato and avocado salsa. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you here for another recipe.